What's good, y'all? We are back with another reaction vid today. Today we have Deshaun Watson is at his best, being engulfed in dysfunction. This is by yours truly, Alex Rollins. One of my favorite football YouTubers to watch. Like, the videos he make are very educational as well as entertaining. You know, you learn a lot of different stuff about the game and specific players, and I like his videos a lot. And he's finally made a video about one of my favorite players, you know what I'm saying, Deshaun Watson. And we're gonna jump into it. Deshaun has had a really good season ever since Bill O'Brien has been fired, and even before then he was playing okay. It's just, you know, it's a lot that he had to make up for because the team wasn't doing good. And I could definitely, I would personally blame it on coaching. But you know, we're gonna jump into it. And yeah, man. I think he hasn't thrown an interception since like week 6, if I'm not mistaken.
It's no secret that the key to building sustained success in an organization is continuity. A winning culture isn't built in just one season, but takes years to establish. Then players can slowly develop within the system and gradually improve over time. Brady, Belichick, Ben, Mike Tomlin, Breeze, Peyton, Russ.
Bro, I like the fact that he pointed that out, bro, because when you look at it, just like he said, it's a system, bro. That's why a lot of players don't become successful when they go to different teams, because they grew up technically, you know, in terms of that fits. They grew up in a specific system when they got drafted or their first year in the league. So just like Adrian Peterson, once he left the Vikings, his career didn't go as well because certain teams, like the team will buy into you and you buy into the team system. If you buy into the team and they don't buy into you, then, you know, you're not going to have complete success there. But if it goes both ways, the team buys into you and you buy into their system, and it's like common ground. It's like what's the word? Compromising. And that's what it is. Players and organizations compromise. Like, I'm sure Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll work together. It's not I'm coaching you. It's kind of I'm coaching you, but at the same time we're working together. Mike Tomlin, Big Ben working together. Andy Reid, Pat Mahomes working together. You know, versus I'm coming into your system and you're trying to coach me, or I'm coming into your system and I'm trying to tell you what to do. You know what I'm saying? But it's system is big, just like Tom Brady with the Pats and Pat Mahomes with the Chiefs. They have the ultimate system for him, bro, and they thriving, obviously. But I feel like with Deshaun, he's never really had that system with Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien really never had a system since he's been there.
Foundations around them that have been in place for years. They get to grow in systems while simultaneously the systems grow with them. All of the elite quarterbacks have this same stability, but in 2020, Deshaun Watson has proved that he is the exception. With the Texans organization slowly rotting around him, Bill O'Brien, the coach, struggling with Bill O'Brien, the general manager, then both getting fired, the defense's decline, and DeAndre Hopkins shipped away for next to nothing, Watson has somehow only gotten better. He's staring organizational chaos directly in the face, but nonetheless, he's ascended to elite superstar territory. He's thrown for 3,500 yards, 24 touchdowns to just 6 interceptions. He leads the league in yards per attempt and yards per completion, and since Bill O'Brien left, he has absolutely exploded. In the first 4 games of the season with B.O.B. still the head coach, the Texans went 0-4 and Watson had 6 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. The 8 games since O'Brien was canned, the same number of interceptions but with 18 touchdowns. Watson was already great, but since B.O.B. got fired, he's arguably been the best in the league. How was O'Brien dragging him down, and what has changed since? Deshaun was under constant pressure in those first 4 weeks, where 16 of his 33 sacks came in that time span. He was repeatedly getting hit before he could even reach the top of his drop, and playing under constant stress is an impossible situation.
Who is that? Is that the Ravens? Boy.
33 sacks came in that time span. He was repeatedly getting hit before he
Yeah,
could
that's the
even
Ravens.
reach the top.
Boy, hey, that come down to play calling too. Like, either if you see a heavy blitz coming, and I have no issue with this, they got all the receivers lined up pretty much out wide, and then the tight end is lined up right here. I have no problem with that as long as it's a game plan to get it out quick. You know, like let me look at the routes. As long as it's a game plan to get it out quick, then you gonna make them stop blitzing, because if you're blitzing, you're leaving somebody open. So it's okay as long as, you know what I'm saying, as long as you're offsetting it. Boy, they came off fast. See, and I don't like the fact that who's this 13 Cooks, he came out kind of slow. See, but look at this. Stuff be tripping, bro. I don't know if he caught everything I said, but pretty much like this here, you see, I have no issue with this lineup, with all the receivers lined up outside. I mean, you know, because, you know, some teams, you know, we know that the Ravens are going to blitz. We know the Ravens are a heavy blitz team. Ravens blitzing, you know, that tells me we need to put more people inside the box, you know what I'm saying, so we can have protection. They don't do that. So they line everybody up wide. The tight end is here. Tight end either is going to pick up the blitz or he's going to run out and do a route. But either way it go, like what he does, I really have no problem with it, whether he goes out and do a route or he blocks. You know, it doesn't make a difference to me because we still have 4 other guys out here. But now look at this. Look at this.
Even reach the top of it.
They came off so quick. Cooks came off slow. I'm not gonna lie. He came out very slow. Like he hesitated. But look at this. Look at the whole middle of the field is open. Like we should have like a slant or something. The tight end, he should low-key pick this blitz up. Like they should have it to where, okay, if he comes off the edge, you pick it up and then you go out and do your route, or, you know, you just stay in and block, you know, depending on what we need you to do, or depending on what you feel like you need to do, you know. And I think that's good. Work having players with high IQs as well. The coaches work with the players. Like I'm sure Andy Reid to tell Travis Kelce, you know what I'm saying, you know, do what you got to do. It's on you, you know. I'm trying to think. But let me see. Let it play out. Oh, my gosh. Look at that. See, whole middle of the field is open. Cooks is open and the tight end is open. Oh, low-key, that's on Deshaun. Deshaun got to get that out at that point. But maybe that's not his read. Maybe the coach didn't call that. Yeah, maybe that's not his read. So, you know. Yeah, it probably wasn't his read, because looking at his how far he dropped back, that probably wasn't his read. But still, coach should have told him who to throw it to. You know, I mean, it's on him as well. But
under constant duress is an impossible situation for any quarterback. He's been sacked the most out of anybody through his first 2 full seasons. And even though that punishment is unsustainable, Watson can still make magic in ways nobody else can. Take this example from week 3 against the Steelers, where he was pressured 57% of the time.
Wow.
The Texans, before and after BOB's tenure,
oh my gosh.
Deshaun in empty formations.
What's crazy, I like that blitz. What's crazy is, like, I at least from what I've been told and what I've heard, our offensive tackles aren't even that bad.
Steelers, where he was pressured 57% of the time. The
I like this blitz, bro. Cause our tackles, it's Titus Howard and well, I don't know why I can't think of his name, but the guy we drafted traded for from the Dolphins. But they get him to go on the inside and get the guard on the outside. Boy, that's nice. That's a nice blitz. That's a nice blitz.
Like to put Deshaun in empty formations and give him pre-snap coverage indicators. When they put a running back or tight end outside, if the defense matches with a linebacker or safety, Deshaun knows it's very likely man. But when it's a cornerback, like it is here, it's most likely zone. He sees the Steelers are in a too high look, so it's probably quarters or cover 2 zone. And since the mic is cheated to the 3 receiver side, pre-snap, Deshaun's looking at Will Fuller, who will hitch up behind the underneath coverage and in front of the safety. But as the play starts, the Steelers shift into cover 6 buzz, which is cover 3 with a weak side safety rotation. Buzz tells the weak safety to play the weak hook, which is exactly where Fuller's route is headed. Look how late Terrell Edmunds holds this disguise. It still looks like it's too high until the very last second. Watson manages not to be fooled by Edmunds, who could fly in and jump Fuller's route, and extends the play like Houdini.
Oh my gosh.
Deshaun's always been incredible at buying more time during the down, but his pocket presence and feel for the pass rush has improved dramatically. The Steelers use 2 different types of stunts to create pressure from just a 4-man rush. On the right, they have an ET stunt, and on the left, a TE. The tackle here and the end here will be the penetrators, then the end and the tackle will be the loopers.
Boy, that was nice. That was a nice blitz.
Late into the hook, the old him might have been tempted by these wide open escape lanes and tried to scramble for the first down. But 2020 Deshaun has the poise and presence to know those are fool's gold. As
I can't believe he got out of that, bro.
He uses his moves like Jagger and throws to Fuller for the first down to extend the drive. Now that O'Brien is gone, the Texans have put more of the offense on Watson's shoulders and asked him to do more at the line of scrimmage. Since he has more control now, he can check into plays and protections to help him get the ball out quicker, which minimizes pressure. He's always been an elite athlete, but now he's proving he has an elite mind. In week 11,
ooh, that's a perfect pass.
Belichick wanted him to hold the
Oh, that was he played good that game against the Pats. I remember that. Yeah.
Looks. The Patriots would often show
oh my gosh.
the underneath coverage, but Deshaun absolutely shredded. This is one of the more advanced pressures in Belichick's repertoire called Bears 1 Rat. It's cover 1 man with what's called a simulated pressure out of a bear front. So let's dive into what exactly all of that means. The man coverage is pretty standard, but the pressure is where it gets tricky. Typically, when offenses see a 5-man defensive front, they check into a 5-0 call, which puts each offensive lineman one-on-one with each pass rusher. But that's the exact protection adjustment that this pressure is designed to attack. By dropping the 2 ends as zone rats, Belichick is trying to pull each of the linemen outside and bring the 4th rusher safety Kyle Duggar free up the middle. Belichick is also testing Watson's patience. If he didn't know what was coming, seeing Duggar blitz would simulate pressure for him, since if all 5 on the line rush plus Duggar, the 6-man pressure would speed up Deshaun's process. So now there's no reason to speed up, but each of the ends have fallen back to where the Texans receivers are running. But no worries, Watson is calm and collected. He knew this pressure was coming, so he checked the protection to a fan call so the guard and tackle wouldn't man up the on-the-ball defenders. Instead of being pulled outside, they easily pick up Duggar, and as Watson sees his tight end Jordan Akins screaming across the formation, he waits for him to clear the end and makes a pinpoint throw. Going back to the wide shot shows us just how special this play against this coverage really is.
That was a perfect pass.
Of their mesh concept where these 2 receivers will try and pick off the man defenders. If Watson isn't totally keyed into this Patriots coverage, he might have thrown this the moment he sees Akins gain inside leverage. But he knows the rat is laying in the weeds. Deshaun has to trust his protection and his pre-snap read to feel safe so he can confidently attack the holes in the coverage. He had to go from immediate threat of pressure to patiently waiting for a long developing route to come free. But cause he took control, adjusted the protection, and didn't rush, he can dot up the defense. Watson's been great in his first several seasons, but has often relied more on instinct or reaction to make plays. Now that he's seen defenses enough and knows and has studied their tricks, he's anticipating pre-snap what is going to happen. He's seeing those little tells and abnormalities that give away a defense's disguise.
And that's where I go back to like talking about a system, bro. The fact that he's, saying that Deshaun is learning things. When you in a system with a good coach, y'all learn things together, and it helps y'all break down defenses easier. Because then you'd be like with a coach, oh, remember 2 years ago back in this game when this team ran such and such coverage, y'all went through that together, so it's going to make y'all better as a duo, and Deshaun, unfortunately, didn't really have that with Bill O'Brien with play calling and other stuff. But that's where I go back to system. Tom Brady and Bill Belichick working together. Remember when we played this team such and such 6 years ago? You know what I'm saying? To be able to go back that deep with somebody and replicate stuff and see stuff. It makes y'all, like I said, it makes y'all better as a duo and makes it harder for other teams to stop y'all. And that's what like I said, Saints, Steelers, etc. Chiefs just hit gold with Pat Mahomes because he's so young and he got it, man. But I personally think if Deshaun Watson had that,
then uses those against them. In Week 6 at Tennessee, the Texans again go empty with a coverage indicator at the bottom of the screen, with the running back David Johnson to the outside and safety Kevin Byard matching him, plus both corners on the same side matched on the
I like Byard.
receivers.
He's nice.
This information tells Watson that the Titans are in man, or that's what they want him to think. When Deshaun sees Harold Landry, who rushes 80% of the time flexed over the tight end Pharaoh Brown, he knows that Landry almost never plays man, and that when he is in coverage, it's almost always zone. The Texans are running their Patriot concept, where Brown will either run the slot fade if it's man, or bend towards the seam if it's zone. And Watson knows the Titans don't want Landry manned up on a slot fade. He's right, they're disguising cover 3 zone, so he knows that if his pre-snap educated guess is correct, Brown will shoot past Landry and bend up the seam. As he takes his drop and sees Landry visioning him and not flipping his hips, with Byard gaining depth in a deep third technique, the moment Brown clears Landry, Deshaun rockets the ball in well before the safety can blow it up. He's playing the game out in his mind before the snap, so he's already prepped for whatever wrinkles the defense are going to throw at him. Without Bill O'Brien, he has more of the offense on his shoulders, which gives him more control over his pre- and post-snap read, so he can be that much more aggressive.
Oh my gosh.
Decisions. Here the Colts are playing cover 6 Sky, which is like cover 6 Buzz, which we looked at before, but instead of the weak safety rotating inside, he's rotating outside. The Colts are trying to set a trap for Deshaun by positioning their weak hook defender Darius Leonard inside a couple steps. They want Deshaun to think he has room on this slant flat dragon concept, where typically the flat route pulls the safety outside, opening the window for the slant. If Deshaun wants to hit the slant, he better do it fast, or Leonard is going to jump in front and walk it into the end zone. But if you know there's a trap before it happens, you know how to manipulate it.
Ooh, and Leonard was coming in there quick too.
You can see the safety start to creep down, and Leonard just a little inside.
Leonard is a high IQ player as well.
Watson has to do everything he can to stall Leonard for just a sec, and he just
gosh,
outstretched hands. Watch his eyes the entire time. He's starting to the right to hold Leonard away from that spot while knowing the whole time exactly where he's going. He knows he doesn't have time to plant and throw, so he actually begins his motion as he's selling to the right. He gives a glance to Leonard just as he's winding up, which freezes him that extra half step. Then he throws a dime. This is what it takes to be an elite NFL quarterback. Every little tiny detail has to be.
And Leonard is nice, bro. For those of y'all who don't know, Pro Bowl linebacker for the Colts, bro. He's nice, high IQ, good at just about every phase of the game. To be honest, bro. Solid in coverage, good pass rusher, just everything, or a good tackler. And that was a great throw by Deshaun.
Executed perfectly with every millisecond critical just to gain a fraction of an inch.
I just last year.
Why so many fail? Because they don't have the anticipation, pre-snap ability, or overall talent that Watson possesses. The Texans have found themselves in a unique situation. They have maybe the best quarterback in the league, but almost everything else around him is in need of a major rebuild. He is Patrick Mahomes, but without any of the benefits, continuity.
Y'all heard Alex Rollins say that, man.
The front office stability, the coach, the O-line, the weapons, system, or play calling. But despite all of that, and the team being just 4-8, he is still absolutely balling out of his mind. Firing Bill O'Brien was the first step to starting from the ground up and building around Watson like they rightfully should. The Texans have what looks to be an all-time great at the most important position. Now it's time to stabilize their organization and bring in the right coach and GM who can create the continuity that Deshaun needs to help him reach his full potential. The 2020 season has overall been a disappointment, but it can also be looked at as the start of something new. A year that's reached rock bottom, but now can begin to climb its way back towards the top. The Texans have the quarterback, and he is a bad man. The most important piece of the organization is set. So from now, heading into the future, what are they going to do?
Hey man, shout out to Alex. This video went a lot longer than I expected, but it's cool though. I really enjoyed this. Every time I watch one of these videos, I enjoy it, bro, because it's very informative and he says a lot of stuff that, you know, like I feel like people who are like, I don't want to say casual fans, but like people who casual fans really don't know. He said Deshaun is Patrick Mahomes. I definitely, bro, and I'm gonna be real with y'all, like I love Pat Mahomes, bro. I like Pat Mahomes' game a lot. Everything about Pat Mahomes is elite, but I really believe if you put Deshaun Watson on the Chiefs, he would be doing some of the same stuff that Pat Mahomes is doing. Only thing he that Pat has, and I'm gonna say literally only thing, like Pat does the sidearm throws, this Pat little signature thing. Do I feel like Deshaun could do that? He probably could. Matt Stafford does it. Sam Darnold does it. Aaron Rodgers does it. Who else has? It's plenty other quarterbacks in the league who has done it and who does it, but like they don't glorify it as much because those quarterbacks don't have big names like Patrick Mahomes. But it's a lot of quarterbacks who in the league who do it, and who can do it. But only thing Pat probably has is arm strength over Deshaun, and Deshaun is not a scrub when it comes to arm strength. He can throw far, as just Pat probably just, you know, probably a good 5 to 10 yards more than him or so, you know. But I personally think that if Deshaun was on that team, they probably had the same result. Like I think I could see the Chiefs win the Super Bowl with Deshaun Watson, and I think Deshaun is not far off from Pat Mahomes at all. It's the organization and the system. System is just about everything. Just like Michael Jordan, you know what I'm saying? He had a great system. He was a great player, just like Pat, just like Tom, just like Peyton Manning, just like all these other players, but it's the system, you know. And that's why, like, personally, I think, like, you know, say we would have took Aaron Rodgers and put him on the Patriots instead of what's his name, Tom Brady. Just imagine how many rings they probably would have had. You know what I mean? You never know. But I'm looking forward to this next season. I'm looking forward to see who's going to be the new coach. Yeah, I mean, I don't know who's expect. They said Eric Bieniemy might be. I forgot I had a Nike hat. I had a hat up there, but they said Eric Bieniemy might be, and we'll see. Like he's a candidate. Eric Bieniemy. I think Joe Brady from the Panthers. I think he's a candidate as well. So we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, man. That's it. I'm gonna end it there. I appreciate y'all for watching. Let me know y'all thoughts. Who would y'all rank y'all top quarterbacks? I remember somebody actually asked me to do that. Somebody did ask me to do that on the Twitch stream, and I never did. I think I'm gonna save it though. I think I'll probably save it for the end of the season. But appreciate y'all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned. Stay blessed.
You done messed up, Aaron.
Yeah. Hey, Hall. Man amongst boys, I walk with the Lord. Gotta be careful what you say because your tongue is a sword. Why you speaking what I think and ain't no